Hello users, and welcome back to the live streamed episodic installations of this series. I am no longer drunk at this current moment in time. However, I was drunk last night and I recorded some potentially embarrassing video footage, and that's just, you never want to do that. You never want to embarrass yourself. It's just not good. It's not good at all. But I'm playing some more Path of Exile here. What am I missing? I could go for a Jade Flask. I'm trying to finish the game in the next, couple of, what is this? Help. Oh, I should probably identify that. But yes, I'm trying to finish the game. So I'm doing my best here on doing that. So I'm basically, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stream every day up until I accomplish that goal. And we'll see how that goes. But that's kind of my idea. So I'm doing a live stream, and basically I'm just spitballing here. If someone wants to send me any question or just a topic you would like to hear me talk about, I'm at your mercy. This is multiple pronged front and content creation. So we have Damon in the chat room. Damon says hello. Hello, Damon. Welcome to the chat room. Cloud says, thing is on. I love when the things are on. God bless. I'm at the point where I'm starting to die, so I'm going to need to, get new equipment or something. I'm pretty sure I'm still... yeah, I'm still using equipment from, the very beginning of the game, so I'm going to have to get new stuff soon. And by soon, I mean hopefully now. Bats is in the stream. Bats says, hello, Andrea. Hello, Bats. Welcome to the broadcast. Again, if anyone wants me to talk about specific subjects, I will do so. I don't want this to be all the way boring. But as of right now, it's some of the way boring. I gotta maximize the content appreciation. Dude, I just owned those fellas. Oh shit. Give me a sec. I'm in a trial of ascendancy. These are always really scary. Oh no. Okay. I've got some comments. I will read them in just a sec. Itor, also known as Bat, says, I got my credit card frozen because I tried to donate to the stream fundraiser from America since I didn't notice I had an American VPN on. Oh, that sucks. Won't be able to unfreeze it till Monday. Is it going to be possible to donate by Monday? I don't know the information on yesterday's fundraiser, I'm going to be honest. You can try to ask the Nussflonks people on Twitter. That's what I would recommend. I was involved with almost nothing as far as planning that. That was organized before I started becoming more involved. Ross Croson says, I have seen a bunch of people from the right on Reddit and Facebook turning the Kenosha shooter into a 2A martyr. What are your thoughts on growing right-wing violence and militias? Well, I mean, that's not surprising. The whole idea of the Kenosha thing is that right-wingers somehow are able to turn a mass murder, someone killing someone and shooting at people and then running away. This is, I talked about this in one of my videos today, but the right-wingers love to start the story in the middle and just ignore all the pretext. So, yeah, the guy was shooting at people and he was running because he had just killed someone, according to the reports. And so he's running after potentially killing someone. And people are running after him in an effort to disarm him because they don't know if he's going to go kill other people. And so instead of, like, you know, having the entire story at play here, they're starting in the middle, like 2 frames before, like, the second shooting, where people are trying to disarm him. People are not, like, they're not, like, it's just, I don't know, it's frustrating, but it just goes to show how stupid and just, they're dullards. They're just not bright. Right-wingers are not bright. They're not smart. They have no critical thinking skills whatsoever. It's just embarrassing. It's extremely embarrassing. But as far as the growing right-wing violence in this country, I mean, it's been growing since I've been alive, so it's definitely scary, but I don't know. There's really not much to say about it. It's bad. Somehow right-wingers are able to make the narrative that Antifa are rioters and looters and killing everyone, while simultaneously being the only ones to kill people. And I find that to be slightly impressive, and only impressive in the way that, like, just how much of, like, a dullard you have to be in order to it's like the weak strong enemy thing. Like, they're constantly trying to kill everyone. Rioters and looters, rioters and looters. They're going to burn down the whole country, rioters and looters. So they're very powerful and scary. And then all of a sudden a right-wing terrorist goes to kill people, and oh, well, they're weak. You know, like, they're soy boys. And it's just like, what? Either they're you know, they're trying to kill everyone and they must be stopped, or they're soy boys that can't do anything. I don't know. It's just really, really strange. But again, I don't know. There's a level of, like, yeah, you should kind of understand what the right wing is up to, but at the same time, giving them too much time is just an energy suck. Because, like, at the end of the day, they're just dumb. They're just not bright. They're dullards. So, I don't know what else to say. Cloud says, I donated to the fundraiser yesterday. That's good to hear. Yeah, you know, again, I didn't know quite much about it up until they brought me on, but it seems like it was pretty good. I was originally going to stream again afterward, but I got too drunk and I just didn't want to. I felt a little sick, to be honest. But I'm fine now, so I woke up and I was like, eh. I'm a little hoarse, but outside of that, I'm good to go. I really wish I got the waypoint over here. Bat says, I know this comment is going to be generic, but in Nazi Germany there were also a lot of martyrs right before the uprising happened. I am not familiar enough in order to comment on that, but yeah, I mean, this is the thing, is I do think that this is going to approach a position where when Trump loses, or if Trump wins, but I think primarily if Trump loses the election, we're going to have weeks of not all the votes being, like, counted, and we're going to have weeks of uncertainty anyway because of coronavirus and because of the mail-in thing and because of, like, just everything that's happening. So we're going to have weeks of uncertainty, no matter what occurs, where we don't know who the new president will be. And I do think, what that gives is it gives the right-wingers an opportunity to craft a narrative. And I always cite this as, like, a very interesting example of, right-wing narrative crafting, is when George Floyd was killed, for 2 or 3 days, Trump and, like, Republicans just kind of ignored it. They were like, oh, this is, you know, just more police brutality to ignore, which is what they usually do. And then they realized that afterward, the reaction wasn't going away, that, like, people were pissed off. And so they had, like, 2 or 3 days where they didn't have a narrative. And during those 2 or 3 days, you saw a bunch of Republicans say, yeah, the cops are pretty bad, you know, but George Floyd was a criminal and that kind of stuff. And then, like, all of a sudden, Trump says something, and then that's where the battle lines were drawn. And so when there's going to be these weeks of uncertainty with the election, that's going to give, and Trump's already, you know, drawing those lines now, saying that Democrats are going to rig the election. The only way I'm going to lose is if the Democrats rig it. So I do think he's preparing for that. But what the uncertainty of this election is going to bring is it's going to give them time to craft another narrative. And that's going to be, and then we're going to reach a point where no matter what happens, we're presumably going to have half the country or half the voting aged and voters in this country not accepting the results of the election. And I think if Biden loses, legitimately loses, and I also don't, there's a lot of, you know, to go on like what legitimately even means in this context in the current day and age. But if Biden does lose, I think there will still be a violent reaction. But I do think if Trump loses, there will be an extremely violent reaction. I can't really see any way out of it. I really don't see how right-wingers are going to accept Trump losing. Especially given that there's probably going to be a couple weeks, if not just maybe a week, like, of uncertainty on swing states and stuff. So, hopefully that was cogent enough. Right-winger ideology seems to be, let's infect the truth with their own agenda, because when something is obviously and truthfully one way, all they need to do is suggest a false scenario to infect people. I mean, that's basically the idea, says Chicken Seal. That's basically the idea with, like, the idea that, like, whenever, oh, Jacob Blake was shot. Well, did he have a knife? No. Did he have a knife in the car? Maybe. You know, and they always try to add these extra details to make you second-guess your original position. That's one of the ways that they do that. John S. says, damn, do you ever leave your room? Yes, I do. I do not have a bathroom in my room, and I usually pee about 8 times a day. So I often leave my room, actually. Dev J says, is this live or another premiere vid? You can easily distinguish between those by looking at what it says underneath the video. It will say live or premiering or live stream. There is a very easy way to distinguish, but this is a live stream. Ross Croson says, I've definitely been struggling with not engaging right-wing idiots. I'm easily baited because I love to argue with anyone, but they won't ever side with reality and I'm trying to get away. No, I mean, I agree. I love arguing with idiots, but here's my thing. If you argue with an idiot for the, like, just for arguing with an idiot, you will get nowhere. You will not accomplish anything. However, if you argue with an idiot in a public forum, which is what my YouTube channel is, then you see a lot of people that would watch that and go like, wow, I almost fell for like a right-wing argument, but then this person said something actually enlightening that countered that. And so that's why I will argue with dumbasses. I accept any and all debate challenges for the specific reason of I have a YouTube channel to make fun of them on. But if you're just like on Twitter and you've got like 3 followers and like no one will see your argument except the person you're arguing with, then it's a waste of time. That's a waste of time because you will not gain anything from that. But if you're arguing with people in front of a crowd, it doesn't really matter if the crowd's 80% what, like, if one person that you think could watch your content would be swayed by your argument, then it's worth it. Because anyone that would be swayed by generic right-wing arguments probably isn't someone you're going to get anyway. Chickens see all. I honestly think that the mail-in voting sabotage and miscounting the junk just turns into stop being a sore loser after the fact that the rigged election is allowed by the House or whatever. Yes. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, there's going to be a lot of different things that's going to happen, but either way, there's this wide net of uncertainty. And, let's just put it this way. It's going to be liberals versus far-right fascists. And liberals aren't known to march. Liberals are not known to protest. Liberals are known to, like, for example, in 2000, just say, aw, shucks! when the Supreme Court picked the president in 2000. So, like, liberals are not, they're not going to put any fight into anything. So, that's where the left comes in. The left is going to have to be there protesting, regardless of what happens. There needs to be mass demonstrations. Because, again, nothing good will come from the liberals. Freak Glitcha says, "Hey streamer, how's the game going?" So far, so good. Though I need some more better equipment. I'm still using, like, equipment from the, you know, little bit at the beginning. Because I'm a bad gamer. Bat says, "Tough when you get shot by the police, but it was okay because you lightly touched a knife 8 years ago." Yes, exactly. Like, I covered this video today where Kamala Harris was like, if he was unarmed, the reaction was totally bad. And it's like, but yeah, but what if he was armed? Is it still okay to shoot someone in the back 7 times if he's armed? Because I don't think so. But again, like, that's like the liberal response. They always try to put these qualifiers on everything. Blanket statements are bad. I must protect myself at all costs. I can never say anything that's actually true or righteous. That has to go through an approval process. Daniel S. says, "Hello, friends." Cloud says, "Are we friends? Who are the friends?" Yes, we are friends. Dev J, 6 Trump supporters arguing with me for calling Kyle a terrorist. Already 327 replies. Are you talking about, like, in one of my videos or somewhere else? Because, yeah, I mean, if you're having fun with it, like, go for it. Make fun of them. But if you see anything, like, extremely stupid or whatever, feel free to link me. And I'll throw it in a video. Yeah, there's a lot of cringe coming out of the right wing. Like, the simultaneous cognitive dissonance between, you know, Antifa's killing everyone, and that means killing is bad, to, hey, we got them, we're killing them, and that now all of a sudden killing is good. Like, I don't know. They're just not bright. That says, "You got a right to bear arms, but be wary, this gives cops a right to shoot you 7 times in the back for some reason." Exactly. 1000%. Really makes you think. Cloud, "Andrea, do appreciate us talking to people in the comments on your vids." Yes, the answer is yes, 1000%. "I'm thinking it might help with engagement YouTube algorithms, but if you couldn't care less, then I might not." My answer is yes. The more you comment and the more you engage with each other, the more I get YouTube money. So, like, again, if it, like, you know what I do is I try to reply to every single comment. That's something I say before, because then it gets people to reload the video and then call me a freak again. And then, oh, wow, they got me. And then I just, you know, it's an endless cycle of more views. Every time you click on the video, it's another view. You know, then they'll probably click, like or dislike on comments. And it just goes from there. So all engagements are good engagements. All views matter. All comments matter. And so, like, if you're, like, again, I don't recommend trying to have, like, actual, like, debates. You know, like, well, good sir, here's, like, 15 reasons. No, don't do that shit. But, like, just make fun of them. Like, you know, call them a soy boy or, like, a beta or, like, a bootlicker. And, you know, like, just get their attention and just have them, like, yell at you. It's that simple. I try to read the comments, but, you know, it's hard. It's hard to do that. Freak Glitcha says, "Q, what is your favorite types of salad?" I don't have a favorite type of salad. I just, whatever I've got, I throw it in there. That's my favorite type. I like, same thing, I like soups. I just throw as much bullshit in there as possible. As many competing flavors going on at once is good for me. Reminder, I got an Exalted Orb yesterday. I just remembered that. That was incredible. Lilith Matthew says, "Yo! More comments, more money." That's correct. Dev J, it was in a video about a GoFunding pro Kyle. That sounds embarrassing. Bat says, it's very funny to just call people in the comments out for being dumbasses. Exactly. Like, it's low effort. Like, I don't want you, like, you know, wasting your time at, like, treating my YouTube comment section like a sweatshop, you know? Like, oh, I gotta get in all these arguments. I gotta debate with facts and logic against the dunderhead. Like, don't do that. But just, like, you know, mock them. Because that's just fun. Yeah, this guy is being a little frustrating. Ooh, no. Chicken Seal, I have to say, for the amount of views, you have an insanely high amount of comments on your videos. That is stunningly high engagement. Yeah? Again, it's literally just because I reply to my comments. Like, you know, like the old mantra, don't feed the trolls? Well, my channel is the end result of when you do actually feed the trolls. So that's the basic gist here. I actually do engage with the trolls, and that gives me a lot of money. So Lilith Matthews says, do you identify as a kind person? I like to be as kind as humanly possible. Freak Licha says she identifies as kind of a person. That's also true. I am both very in touch with my inner humanity and then also barely a human. Human beings are cancelled. Baku says, hello. Freak Licha says, the left can't meme! Says the bright red screaming goofball in a YouTube comment. That's exactly correct. Oh my god. Tony watches closely. I've been posting my opinion on that bootlicking wannabe on the Convo Couches page. Of course, there are others who got offended because they agree with his ideology. I don't give a shit, though. I don't know who that is, but if you ever see someone who has a good YouTube channel, always debate in the comments. If you see someone who has a bad YouTube channel, don't debate in the comments. It's that simple. Because then you're giving someone who you don't like extra things. Like, unless it's like a small channel where you're like the only comment and you just want to say like lol moron or something, like go for it. But if you're like on Dave Rubin's program and you like want to go in the comments section and debate people, that's probably doing more harm than good. Cloud, I sometimes debate, but only for my own brain workout, and only for myself. I'm always suspicious of the right-wingers are bots. Yeah, I mean, do what you want to do. Like, I'm just saying, like, don't expect anything to come of it. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you set your expectations for debating with right-wingers at an appropriate level, then you're good to go. But, like, you know, don't go like, maybe I'll change their mind if I, like, it's, because it's probably not going to work. Like, maybe you can engage in somewhat good faith with a liberal, maybe. But, like, with a conservative or a fascist, like, there is no such thing as good faith. Like, that doesn't exist anymore. Gosh darn it. I just have fun destroying their arguments with their own stupidity, says DevJ. Facts and Logic. Baku says, can I get a shout out? No. Freak Licha says, which soy boy would win in a fight? Right-wing terrorist Wisconsin Kyle or Kyle Kalinske? That's actually a good question. I don't know if I've ever seen either of them fight. Without weaponry, of course, giving them cheat codes. Though I will say Kyle, the soy boy, looked like a water balloon. Like I don't want to be too rude. You know, he's a kid after all, but I don't know what the I don't know what I can and can't say with that. But Kyle Rittenhouse looks like a water balloon. And it's just kind of, it's kind of embarrassing. So I'm just throwing that out there. Neo York says, what is your opinion on Vaush? I don't know Vaush. I have not watched Vaush. People have told me to debate Vaush. I sent him a tweet on Twitter and he ignored it. So my opinion on Vaush is not great because he didn't respond to my tweet and therefore he is a bad person. Kyle looks like he's been taking estradiol. There is this really epic meme going around that I think, I forget who, I think it was Mega Magikarp who posted it in the Discord, but I could be wrong. Of him being female to male, which I think is hilarious. And like there's a bunch of right-wingers who think that it's all like a CIA plot. That's one of my favorite memes where it's like the same people who thought like the George Floyd killing was a deep fake and like they're actually actors like acting out a video from like 6 years ago or something. Like those are like my favorite kind of like Looney Tune. Like they're just off the wall. Like this, they've torn the script up like Nancy Pelosi tore up that paper one time. And they're just winging it. They're shooting from the hip at this point. I think that's hilarious stuff. And that other Kyle does resemble a water balloon. Thank you, thank you. Kyle Rittenhouse is a water balloon. Get it trending? God, the transvestigations are so dumb and funny. Yeah, the idea that, like, I don't know, like, you're just analyzing someone's shoulder ratio from, like, a video of them killing people. Like, first of all, who cares? Like, my first reaction is just, who gives a fuck? Like, that's what, like, is so bizarre about it. Like, you can be spending that time investigating, like, something actually important, like the background details of why he murdered people. But instead, you're spending that time analyzing their shoulder ratio. It's like, dude, what? Like, that, who cares? But it's bizarre. Lilith says, I'm weak. Kyle Rittenhouse transvestigation. I'm weak equals I find this funny, in case that didn't translate. That didn't translate. Thank you for that. Yes. Q, onion on cherry tomatoes, the best kind of tomatoes, in my opinion. That shit is god tier. I'm surprised I didn't die throughout that whole skill point thing. Ross Crossan says, I've only been watching Vosh versus Destiny, I'm dead, and never seen anything else from either one, and they both seem like cringy dumbasses. Limited perspective, but it drove me away from both immediately. Yeah, I don't know. I have nothing to say here. People tell me Vosh isn't that bad. Vaush. I don't know. I like mispronouncing people's names. It's a sign of disrespect. But people have told me that, you know, he's not that bad. He just says a lot of cringy stuff, and then he's also like a dude bro trust fund baby, which is like, you know, I'm not a huge fan of trust fund babies. But Destiny, I know enough about Destiny that I know he's just a bad person. Like, there's no debate about that as far as I'm concerned. Destiny is just a bad person, but I don't know enough about Vaush. Dev J, what's the weirdest food you have tried? Beef. The idea of eating a living creature that had best friends and a family is just kind of disgusting. So I think the weirdest food I've ever tried was beef. Chicken Seal, would making Kyle seem trans also simultaneously make him like Satan to bigoted right-wingers, destroying the heroic image of him ironically? I don't know. I don't know, because like you got that whole like, you know, like the one good tran thing that like they do with like Blair White and stuff, like, so it's hard to know. Or like Candace Owens, the good black. They like, you know, if they were trans, like that would probably be like a bonus as far as I'm concerned for the right-wing Looney Tunes. I need more equipment. This is scary. Focusing on the game here. Holy mackerel. Die, bitch. Okay, I win. I win! Q, what's the weirdest food you have ever tried? Actual answer, please. That is my actual answer. I don't know. A banana peel? Like, I don't like, what kind of answer do you want here? Bat says, what did Destiny do? I'm out of the loop here, though. He was always cringe. He's just like a neoliberal, like Pete Buttigieg kind of person. It's just kind of gross and embarrassing. Lilith Matthew says, do you know what Homestuck is? I've heard of it. Is that a cartoon? That will hopefully answer your question. And hopefully the answer is like no. Because I just don't know. I forgot that I do have the portal ability. I just realized that. Yeah, I have no, literally like no equipment, like at all. Like I'm using just actual garbage from the beginning of the game. Just funny, but you know, whatever. But yeah, so what I'm doing is I am recording these videos, so I'm going to do I'm going to switch the videos here. So let's talk about a new subject other than right-wing terrorism. I mean, I'm fine with answering whatever, but I feel like I've got all I needed to say out of there for now.